Howdy, everyone. It's me once again, the one and only Killer Rodan. And today, I'm going to be talking about a certain subject matter I've been meaning to talk about for quite some time. And yes, I've hinted at this before, but I want to go into more detail, I guess you can say. And one side thing is that, yes, it's finally 2021. Let's make this be a much better year than the previous one, folks, because 2020 was a disaster. Yes, sirree. So let's be hopeful that this one will turn out much better, folks. So I guess we have to work together and whatnot on this kind of a stuff. So yeah, I want to be uh, really hopeful on this kind of thing. I guess one positive thing off the bat is, well, at the very least, Trump is no longer our president. So that's that's something. That's definitely something there. So I'm not trying to turn this into a politics kind of a thing. And not that I don't mind it really, but still, I'm just trying to be hopeful. Is all I'm saying. Let's trying to start off with the right foot, so to speak. Start things off more properly, I guess you can say. Sure. But okay, all that aside, let's get to the point. So, since it's been a good while since my last one, I want to do a Disney movie marathon. Yep, going to that, folks. So, this will be my first one for the brand new year. Yes, sir. So, yeah, I'm happy. That right there makes me feel hopeful, right there, folks. So, yeah, it should be exciting. I already know that there's been some people already that's been spoken about this, but I want to go more into detail as to what I want to be, as to why I feel like maybe she shouldn't have a relationship. I'm not entirely against the idea per se, really, but I know someone like her doesn't seem like she's ready or ever be suitable for a relationship, whether it's for a lesbian, bisexual, or straight, regardless of that, of sexual orientation. So just something about that maybe doesn't seem quite right, really. I mean, I guess you could try to make an interesting story around it if you could, I guess. Have her have a relationship, I guess. But I don't know. That's a big iffy on what you could do exactly. She never seemed the type of person who actually wants to settle down to begin with. I mean, think about it. I'm not saying maybe other characters won't, but well, okay, at the very least, not yet. They want to give it some benefit of the doubt. So yeah, the thing is that I don't think maybe she doesn't necessarily need it. She doesn't need to be have that kind of a thing. This came back around, especially when the sequel was coming out, and the fact that the first film was so successful. So a lot of people were discussing theories about if she was going to be actually getting a girlfriend or relationship or whatever. I know a lot of people develop plenty of fan fiction. We should be hooking up a bunch of characters or whatever. But that's just fan fiction. As far as I'm concerned, fan fiction doesn't even count. It's not canon to the actual stuff. That's why it's called fan fiction. So, yeah, with Frozen 2 being released at the time, a lot of people wanted to discuss the possible chance of her hooking up with somebody since her younger sister, Anna, actually did. And, yeah, and that's the thing. A lot of people who haven't seen the the second part wonder if she actually hooked up or not. But when the second one finally come out. But I do believe that the whole idea of letting go and whatnot. That sequence proved that she doesn't necessarily need a man or a woman to be part of a relationship. She can be independent. I mean, okay, yeah, she can be independent and have a relationship at the same time. Just because you have a relationship doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be heavily reliant on each other. Not necessarily. I mean, yes, you should be dependent on each other to some degree. That is true, but not every little thing should be like that. You should do some things on your own. I think when Frozen 2 finally was released, a lot of people theorized that these two characters might have been a couple, or at least hinting at that. The answer is absolutely no. Yes, they did show a couple of scenes together, but that was about it. It was not hinting at anything at all beyond what was delivered in the film. So yeah, a lot of people theorize that something must be going on with those two characters. So yeah, of course, during a press conference day for Frozen 2, much of the film was pretty much shrouded in secrecy because a lot of people didn't want to talk about it really. However, the filmmakers, the people who were behind this film, were saying one thing that was definitely not kept secret. They did explain, even right before the film was finally officially released, that Elsa was not going to be given a romantic relationship in this one. The writer-director said Jennifer Lee told a group of journalists gathered at the Walt Disney Animation Studio when she and the other director, Chris Buck, and their producer, Peter, sat down with E.T. They discussed whether they were ever going to consider introducing a love interest who was earning some sort of, you know, ending and creating deep and dark music or something. But yeah, the thing is that want to is better than should you do, and the sequel is always up for like some sort of crazy question, as the director would have explained. Especially expectations come with that, but that's what the thing is for them. Jennifer did explain that it started with done a short almost a year later after finishing the film and realized that they misses the characters. Point being is that they never planned on making a sequel, but realized after the fact they made a short, they missed the characters. Since they got emotional and whatnot, they got really attached to the character. That was the clue that they should uh, do something, I guess you can say. And I had done that trip and started hearing a lot of people relating to Elsa, wanting her to understand her powers more and whatnot. I mean, okay, that doesn't exactly answer the question. And that's the thing I noticed. When answering regarding her relationship status, it seemed like they were playing dodgy with it. They don't quite answer the question. Of course, the person I was referring to who made the film was her. Just so you guys know. Yeah, she's brought up in an interview, but again, like I just said a moment ago, she was being extremely dodgy with it. She was being extremely vague about her having a relationship or not, or if she really should. But the thing is that she was trying to get at the fact that it should come out genuine, and I mean, okay, yeah, she was trying to say timing is perfect. Of course, timing should be the right, proper moment. It should feel like it's earned. I mean, I'm here thinking, okay, that doesn't quite answer the question, really, like at all. So she was just saying, oh, should she really have a girlfriend or boyfriend rather than just exploring other adventures or whatnot? So I mean, I guess in some ways it's already too late to have a relation because I mean, okay, if you count the two shorts, that's like what, 4 movies? There's two theatrical movies, Frozen 1 and 2, and then they made 2 shorts. Well, I mean, okay, 3 shorts because recently they did a short Olaf story, I guess. And I mean, Olaf already had his own short, yeah, but Olaf has another short too, so that's like what, 5 movies in total. So do you think that it might be a tad late? Uh, I mean, you could always work into the story somehow, I guess. Even if they want to go into that direction, you could always work in it somehow, I guess. If they were really determined on actually having her have a relationship, really. And I don't know if they do decide to actually do that. I don't know how they would make it work if they actually do. And I guess it could make it make sense in somehow, in some way, I guess. I have no idea. Even the actor who voiced Olaf had his own 2 cents to say about this kind of a thing. Again, regarding Elsa's romantic relationship in any kind of way. So, ever since the fourth Frozen film had premiered, which was, of course, all the way back in 2013, obviously, people and their supporters from the LGBT community had found Elsa's Queen Elsa's story to be a powerful metaphor for Creole identity. So, but that always comes to question: was that their intention? I had to doubt it, but and that's the thing. A lot of people were trying to inspire to have and have a desire to have a be given a gay interest in the sequel in Frozen 2, which came out several years later in 2019. So, but the thing is that I'm pretty sure I'll say this because I'm pretty sure a lot of people already seen this film at this point. It was already out for quite some time already. But hate to break it to you, Elsa herself doesn't have any kind of romantic relationship with any kind of partner, despite the popular fan theories about homosexuality. But point being, moreover, the guy who did the voiceover for Olaf, he of course spoken to about it with the director, as they said that when we agreed to do the sequel, we agreed we were not going to build around outside from in. Okay, that doesn't exactly answer it either. The director has made a comment about this kind of a thing in the Insider with the Walt Disney Animation Studios in California in September that they just didn't want to do it. I mean, okay, what do you mean you didn't just want to do it? Okay, just seems kind of dismissive when they say it like that, but okay. Response is basically real. That's my response right there. I mean, really. I mean, this was spoken about multiple times before. I mean, this was not the only times that was brought up. I mean, when I say a lot, I do mean a lot of times prior the sequel coming out. So why didn't they just say it then and there, right from the beginning? Why did they have to wait for so long to actually announce that? So I don't buy it. I don't buy it. They knew this kind of thing was going on of over the years. They knew. So another thing is that they won't be so dodgy around it. So yeah, this was of course this interest of her having a girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever was something that was brought up, especially concerning the fact that they had announced a sequel, Frozen 2, to be made. So yes, of course people took to the internet to make a bunch of theories and whatnot, of course. So the director, the one lady I showed you a moment ago, she stated and went on to say, "What we did was spend a lot of time with each characters," she said, and she made trying to make a little journal of as each the characters and they did personality tests. There's a lot of in-depth work and looking at where their lives would be. I mean, I don't. Okay, she said, yeah, they did lots of personality tests. I don't know what that means. What does that mean exactly? You just got a piece of paper, a notebook, and just wrote stuff down or something? Okay, she lost me there. But anyway, so for them, yeah, she went on to say that for them, really looking at what Elsa's journey is, and it was her to need to understand her powers. Again, that's being really dodgy. She's not quite answering it, which made that statement. Yeah, it just comes off maybe somebody does want a relationship, but in secret, just doesn't want to openly admit it that they want one. It's either that or it's like saying, okay, just try harder. Just try harder to oppress me, and then we'll see how it goes. Yeah. Is that what you're trying to say here? What Elsa wants? That's how it's coming off. Maybe it's just me reading too much into it, but which I kind of doubt, really. But I don't think so, really. But point being, is that what it is? I mean, that's how it's coming out just from the based on the interviews alone. And for my personal humble opinion, I think it's the first thing I said, which was, I'll give you a quick reminder, is that maybe Elsa does secretly want a relationship and just doesn't want to say it. But that seemed like something they could have actually explored a bit more. So yeah, if that is that what they were going for? Is that like a slight confession there? If so, that seems like a perfect opportunity to explore it a bit more. If that's what you want. I mean, I still go by what I said earlier, folks. I still don't think Elsa really needs a relationship. She doesn't necessarily have to have a grand adventure. No, she doesn't have to. I mean, not every single person in the entire world. There's like hundreds of thousands of people in the world right now. And there's been hundreds of thousands of people in the past. Not every single person is going to be suited to have a relationship. So, I'm just saying. But I just find this kind of thing kind of odd that they've kind of been a bit dodgy with it. Yada yada yada. Now back to the one dude I was referring to earlier. This guy. Like I was saying, he actually came across this theories where a lot of the fans were trying to have a hooked up or whatever. So he has some answers, sort of, kinda. As for Queen Elsa, they're trying to make her come off like this pop icon to be a lesbian. So it's about, he stated, okay, long story short, is that for an interview, he brought the fact that it's less about finding a partner, but more about self-love.
Ugh.
Oh, jeez Louise, man. That's what he actually said. I mean, okay, I'm not hearing a yes. I'm not hearing a no either. Again, it's really, really dodgy. But anyway, during an interview on AM to DM, BuzzFeed News morning show on Wednesday, the actor had stated that, who did the, Snowman, he said that the directors wanted to tell a story that's not necessarily feel like it was about Elsa necessarily searching for or looking for love, and then he added it was more about her trying to embracing her own self as her as a person. That again doesn't answer anything at all. I know this was brought up multiple times and they continue to not answer anything. So he went on to say that there might be some room for that development later on if they make more sequels, if they do. He said that it's not to say that that very journey can still happen in the near future. So I'm like,
Why don't you get the fuck out of here?
not being so dodgy. That's how it's coming off. They know what they're asking. They're fully aware what the fans are speaking about and whatnot and theorizing. Yet, they kept dodging it. Come on now, you've been really... yeah, fantastic if you're acting. Yeah, that's wonderful. Yeah, keep doing it, please. Come on. Anyway, the last person I want to bring up is the woman who actually voices Elsa, and it's her. And the thing is that she actually said that also admitted that Elsa doesn't need to have a relationship and whatnot. And the way she spoke about it just came out like maybe there's a bit of bitterness really behind that. And and yes, I know I do realize some people in real life behind the scenes do go through some nasty relationships, some bad breakups, which yes does happen. So that's the thing. I think she's going from that kind of experience. Maybe the voice actors maybe some had some bad experiences. So when someone asks about Elsa, the character she voices, when she's grown up, I mean, she's projecting that onto that. So come on. I think they're not saying it because the character of Elsa would say it. They're saying it as if they're voicing their own opinion on it, not because it's a matter of fact or not that the character will make an opinion about it, but saying it as a matter of fact that they would say they're projecting what they believe in onto the character. So at the end of the day, it does not feel genuine Really? Okay, you want to let the character decide? What about this whole personality thing that was mentioned earlier? What about that? So it's just contradict what they were trying to say. And okay, one more person. I know I said the other one was last one, but okay, one more. The actress who voices the grown-up Anna, and even brought to her attention as well because she said, you know, if it happens, if it happens, it happens. If it don't, it don't.
I was like, what?
You know, Elsa deserves whatever Elsa wants. You know, as if she was speaking to the character. So, from her point of view, she's like, okay, it's whatever. That's sort of an answer. Well, okay, that's good. That's closest to an answer I'm gonna get here, I guess, for now. Well, she'll get whatever she deserves. So if it happens, okay. If it don't, okay, whatever. So, alright, that's more of a neutral response to this whole situation, I guess, if anything. So that's, like I said, that's probably the closest answer I'm ever going to get. I guess for the time being, until I'm proven otherwise, I suppose. Whatever, I guess. It's whatever. Yeah, there you go.
I have no strong feelings one way or the other.
Alright, folks. That's basically where I'm going to end the video. Even though I didn't really answer anything. So, as always, thanks for watching. And take care. Until next time. See ya.